Thanks for clicking on this video. I'm in the car with Lola right now, and I just started my day off by grabbing a coffee with some oat milk. I want to show you today what I'm eating and chat with you guys about something that's really been on my mind, you know, in regards to my recovery and the way that this specific thing has kept me stuck. I also leave for a trip on Friday for 10 days, so I want to talk about that. And yeah, just encourage you guys by showing what I'm eating, that, you know, you can eat too. You can eat enough for your body. You can eat regularly. And that, you know, in doing that, it's telling your eating disorder to shut up. Like, you know your body well. You know your body well, your authentic voice. And I'm rambling now, but I will show you guys what I eat today. I just did a yoga class at home, and I'm having some yogurt with blueberries and maple syrup. Hi guys. I'm feeling a little anxious right now. So I wanted to talk. I'm getting ready to go out to an acupuncture appointment. I feel like I'm always, anytime I film a video, I have an acupuncture appointment. Lola! I left my bowl on the table and I know she's getting it. Yeah, I'm gonna put these earrings in, and then I have to do an errand for the family that I work for too today. But yeah, I'm kind of anxious. I think, you know, it's funny, I didn't think I'd talk about this on this video because I have something I specifically want to talk about, but maybe it all connects. For a long time, I would get really, really bad anxiety about not doing anything. Like if I had a day off, I would have really bad anxiety. And I have the day off today. I was talking to another therapist at the place that I'm interning at, the treatment center that I'm working at, and we were just talking about anxiety and how it's usually like the fear of something. Like it's a dysregulated nervous system, and there's fear of something. And for me right now, I know that like tomorrow I have a really long day, like 8:30 to 5:30, and then I'm actually going to a concert. So that kind of makes me anxious. The day after, I have a long day, and then I leave for a trip. And I haven't been on like a legit vacation in a really long time. When I was traveling in India and Thailand, like it was a very active trip. Like I was hiking, I was doing Ashtanga yoga, and the trips after that too and before that were always hiking trips. So like I haven't had a trip where I've just like been relaxing on a beach in like 5 or 6 years. And I do have anxiety, guys, like because, you know, a lot of stuff is gonna be like off my routine and different, and I'm trying to be okay with that. And I think for me, like if I just know going into this that there's gonna be some hard moments, that will help me. Like it's not gonna be completely easy for me, but I know it'll be easier than it would have been last year at this time. So yeah, I feeling the anxiety. I'm right there with you, but I'll be okay. I just made some lunch. I have some cinnamon raisin toast with butter, some eggs cooked in olive oil, and then top that with hemp seeds, and then fruit, some veggies. Yum. Having some cereal with macadamia milk and some walnuts for a snack. I air fried some golden potatoes in the air fryer, and I just have some shredded chicken and peas with a tahini sauce that I made, and then some sunflower seeds, and obviously ketchup for dipping. I'm also gonna have this juice. Where is it? I love these juices. They're not cheap, but this one actually tastes really good. I'm gonna have some juice with my dinner. Yum! Hi guys. I wanted to talk to you in this video about something, and that is my fear of gaining weight and my body changing. And obviously this isn't unique to me. This is to every person that struggles with an eating disorder, is body changing and the fear that that can bring, and like what's really behind that. I want to be as real and honest in this conversation as I can with you, because what's the point of making these videos if I'm not like that? So in 2018, after I relapsed studying abroad, I came back and I was like, I want to get better, but I don't want to gain weight. And I gained a little bit of weight, nothing like that substantial. And I stopped exercising. The only thing I was doing was walking. I got my period back, did not gain enough weight, but let myself rest. And then a few months after getting my period back, like I started to slip again. I was so in denial about like where my body was at and how it wasn't the weight that it was supposed to be at. And you know, that the health issues I was starting to have was like a result of my restriction and like being chronically underweight. In 2019, I was struggling again. I was also struggling with really bad cystic acne, which was super triggering for me. I was going to these doctors and they were like, maybe you shouldn't be vegan. Like, maybe your body needs more like satiating food. And I was like, no. And my meals at the time were just so weird. And I knew that I was, you know, if I sat down and was honest with myself, I would realize, because this happened to me throughout the years, I'd be like, oh, like maybe my body's not where it's supposed to be at. But then I would like trick myself and be like, no, I'm fine. Like I'm fine. When I went to India, it was rough. I lost a chronic amount of weight. Like I would look at myself and be like, oh, like, and this is body dysmorphia. I'd be like, oh, I'm fine. Like, but I wasn't. I was very, very sick, having major skin issues, major digestive issues, freezing all the time. And I still came back from that trip and was like, I want to get better, but I don't want to gain weight. And that's been my issue. That's been the thing that's been keeping me stuck for a really long time. I had this moment in 2019, the end of 2019, where I was like, I think I need to gain a little bit of weight. And then I would try, but I couldn't get myself to fully surrender because I was too scared of like, where is my body gonna end up? Like, I have no idea where my body's gonna end up. And that's the thing that kept keeping me stuck, was like the unknown of like, okay, like how much weight do I have to gain? Like, what is the number that I have to gain? In 2020, I had this moment with my mom at a nail salon, and I was texting my friend who's recovered from an eating disorder, and I was like, you know, I think I need to gain weight. Like, I don't think I'm at my set point. What kept happening for me is like, I would be like, okay, I need to gain a little bit of weight, and I would maybe gain, I don't know, I didn't have a scale, like a few pounds, and then I would stop and be like, oh, I'm fine. Like, I don't need to. It's like I was telling my body like where it had to end up. And this is the cycle that I've been going through for the past 4 years. because I was too scared to just fully surrender. Like I think recovery is about full surrender. I was at my acupuncturist and she was like, you know, your hands and your feet like are really cold. And I was like, I am not where I need to be. And that was a few months ago. And then after that, I really changed like how I was approaching my recovery. And, you know, it's like this fear of gaining weight, like this fear of your body changing. I feel like it's the thing that keeps so many people stuck. And for me, when I look back, like I remember telling my mom in January 2021, I remember texting my mom, and this is like another phase I had where I was like, I'm gonna try and get better and do this. And then I would try and I would like incorporate some fear foods, and I would be like, I'm too scared of gaining weight. And then I would stop. And the saddest thing to me, I remember telling my mom this, is like, I don't know who I am if I am not the smallest person in the room. And that's what kept keeping me stuck. Like, I found my identity in being small and being like the smallest person in the room. It felt safer for me. It felt like being the smallest was like giving me a sense of pride. And I was too scared that in gaining weight, I would just hate myself. And looking back, I'm like, I hated myself then, you know? Like, I really have not had any sort of like good self-esteem the past 4 years. And then the past, gosh guys, it's been like 11 years of struggling with an eating disorder. I had like 2 or 3 good years in between, but anytime like I was really underweight or had that mindset of being like obsessed with my body, it's not really like I loved myself at that time. I was barely making it by. You know, my body has changed the past few months. And I think that, you know, in recovery, you have to prioritize having a healthy relationship with food over what your body looks like. It's a hard thing to accept, guys, because like, you know, I feel like a lot of people, this is the one thing that keeps them stuck of like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to love myself if my body changes. And I'm right there with you. Like, my jean shorts were like too small and I could button them, but they were like really like squeezing at my tummy. And I'm about to be in a swimsuit for 10 days. And I don't know, I just remind myself lately, like I don't want to be 50 years old and looking back at my 25-year-old self and saying like, what were you doing? Like, why did you care so much? Because I know that like anytime I try and control my body, I'm miserable. I think there's a lot of great things that can happen when you stop obsessing over how you look. I feel as a woman, we need body fat. Obviously, to get periods. We need body fat to have healthy digestion, to have good blood flow, so we're not cold all the time. And it's like, for me lately, I'm like, yeah, like I'm not gonna be like the smallest person in the room. That's not my natural body size. And I'm just learning to be like, okay, that's fine. Like, is that really what I want to be valued for? Like, is that something that like my healthy self values as being the smallest person in the room, or like having a 6-pack, or going to the beach and like sitting and not having my stomach roll over? And it's like, no, like my healthy self knows that those things at the end of the day are not part of my value system. I'm at the point in my recovery where I'm like, you know, I know that technically if I were on a BMI scale, if I saw a doctor, there would be no concern. Like, I've gained some weight over the past year, the past few months, like, which I needed to do, but like I'm at the point where I'm in recovery. Like, my body's probably going to change again, and that's okay. Obviously there's there's fear because you don't know the future. And I feel like that's part of the fear of your body changing. Like, it's the fear of the unknown. But for me, like, I put on those shorts the other day. I put on a pair of jeans this past weekend, and I got these when I was really sick, and they were tighter than normal. And it's like, what, you know, like, what do you do, guys? You either stay stuck and cry and hate yourself, or you choose to do something different and just move on. That's recovery, you know? Like, you move on. You trust that, like, it's okay if your clothes fit differently, or if your body changes, or, because, like, I'm at the point in my life too where I would rather have, like, functioning systems. Like, I want my hormones to be balanced. I want my digestion to be good. I want to be sleeping well. I don't want to have skin issues. And I think if we can learn to value, like, true health over how we look, and when I mean true health, I don't mean, like, what, everything that we're eating. I mean, like, sleeping well, low stress, stuff like that. If we value that over, like, being small, I just feel like there's freedom in that. There's freedom in, like, not trying to be the smallest person in the room. Because I feel like you won't recover. At least I couldn't do it the past, like, 4 years because I was too scared of what was going to happen to my body. Until you let that go, I really think you're going to be stuck.